NBA insider Mark Stein has named the New York Knicks as potential suitors to land Giannis Antetokounmpo, and we have to talk about this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as usual because the New York Knicks, they've made a bunch of major trades involving Mikal Bridges, getting Karl-Anthony Towns, trading Donte DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. There's not too many trade assets left, but ever since it's become apparent that Giannis Antetokounmpo is definitely not finishing his career in Milwaukee and most likely will be traded because the Bucks are on a downward spiral on a true highway to hell, it's become a situation where now the New York Knicks are going to be one of the main teams looking in to Giannis's availability and seeing what's going on, according to NBA insider Mark Stein. And here's what Stein had to say on it. He said the Knicks are likely among 4 teams on a credible list of suitors for Giannis should he become available out of Milwaukee. More than one rival team has wondered about having a player like Karl-Anthony Towns on the roster for a future Antetokounmpo offer, was among the Knicks' motivations for giving in on their long-held reluctance to include Donte DiVincenzo, Giannis' former teammate, in a trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What? Like literally... Guys, here's the thing. I'll be real. I can't tell if what Mark Stein is saying, because it's not clear, if he means he thinks the Knicks could trade Towns for Giannis right after the Knicks traded for Towns, which doesn't make sense. You could still use Julius Randle's contract either way, I guess because Cat makes more, it's easier. But the trade doesn't work, and we'll get into that briefly. But what? Like, all right, first of all, no, that's not why they traded for Towns. But also, they definitely didn't go out there and thought, okay, well, when we get Towns, he'll be a great center next to Giannis. Like, yeah, it's not too shocking that Giannis is becoming available. The Milwaukee Bucks are old. Giannis and Dame can't get on the same page. Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez are just past their primes now. The Bucks in general don't really have a bench. They're a second apron team. They're a nightmare. They have a coaching situation that's just atrocious with Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. Really, nothing is going well for the Milwaukee Bucks right now, if we're being honest. There's very little hope for them. There's very little going well for them outside of having one of the best players in basketball in Giannis Antetokounmpo. I just don't see why, because the other 4 teams seem like real options. The Knicks are among 4 teams, according to Mark Stein, most likely to push for the Greek Freak, joining 3 more well-known contenders in the Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat, and Golden State Warriors. Now, here's the thing. To me, it seems the most obvious that it would be the Golden State Warriors. They're not in the Eastern Conference, so it makes perfect sense why the Bucks would want to trade him there. Giannis has been pretty open to the fact that he wants to play on the Warriors, that he wants to play with Steph Curry, that he thinks they'd be a phenomenal duo. He almost joined the Warriors before. Soon after Kevin Durant left, the Warriors had a very, very good chance of acquiring Giannis in free agency before Giannis re-upped at the Bucks after winning the NBA Finals. But Giannis has always been infatuated by playing for the Golden State Warriors, and I truly do believe that if Giannis gets traded, there's a very, very, very good chance it's the Warriors, and if not, it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets just because of the sheer amount of picks they have, if it's not the Thunder, of course, because the Thunder could just go out there and give all their picks, and boom, you have Giannis there, and that would suck. But, look, it's now this situation where the Knicks it just screams the Knicks are in here because of some Knicks for clicks stuff. And I get it. The Knicks make weird moves that nobody expects. No one expected the Cat move when they're in the middle of training camp. No one expected the OG move. There were whispers about it for sure. But then all of a sudden we're just waking up on the final day of 2023. And OG Anunoby gets traded to the Knicks for RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. RJ Barrett, by the way, is putting up 28 points per game this season. So shout out RJ. He's the man. We're all RJ stans if you're a Knicks fan. Just because we drafted him, draft RJ. Keep RJ. Love RJ, as we said back in the day. So I'm happy for RJ that he's balling out. He deserves it. He's a great dude. And he's not had the easiest few years or so, or the easiest year, really. So shout out to RJ. He deserves it. I'm happy things are going well for him. At the same time, the Knicks make shocking moves. They really do make surprising decisions. Giannis is probably not one of these surprising decisions that we're going to see. Now, Giannis puts up 31 points per game and 12 rebounds a little bit into this season. Everything is great about the man except for shooting. He shoots 63% from the field. I mean, Gets half a block per game, gets half a steal. His help defense is great, though he's being kind of lazy so far defensively, considering no one else in the Bucks can play defense. And Giannis is best when he's being a help defender over just being an on-ball type player, low block, rim protector. He's best as a help defender. It's when Giannis plays his best basketball. He's one of the most efficient help defenders in basketball history, actually. But here's the thing about it, guys. There's been some discourse, like when Trav B. Ryan mentioned that the Knicks traded Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle for Karl-Anthony Towns. So if you think they aren't willing to trade core pieces to get Giannis, you're probably tripping. And that's because Leon is ferocious. And as Knicks Feed, our friend of the channel, mentioned, if Cat and OG and whatever's left of Mitch's value work for Giannis, he doubts there's many other packages that beat that. On the surface level, Knicks Feed is right. It's hard to find a package that beats that. But the Bucks are a second apron team, and that's where things get weird. You can't trade them straight up for each other. Towns makes more money this season than Giannis. Also, obviously, the Bucks wouldn't accept this trade. I'm well aware of that. I'm not saying that the Bucks would accept this trade. As a Knicks fan, would I accept this trade if I could? Obviously, it's Giannis. He's a top 5 player in the NBA. Towns is great. He's not a top 5 player. And so, yeah, I obviously would. I mean, you could see it in the details. The Knicks would get much better, obviously. But you can't make that trade because Towns makes more money, and the Milwaukee Bucks can take in more money than they give out because they are over the second apron. And because how close the Knicks are to the second apron, they really can't take more money in than they give out either, which already ends the possibility of them ever making this trade. And also, if you want to switch something up contract-wise, and I just didn't add picks into here because I knew the finances didn't work, so I didn't want to waste the 30 seconds of throwing the 1 or 2 first-round picks the Knicks could even trade for Giannis in here. But again, you can't trade OG and Mitch for him. That's too much money also. It's more money than what Giannis makes. There's just no way for this trade to even happen. It's just never going to happen. There's no way for it to happen. Would it be nice in theory? Sure, it would be nice to have Giannis. But the one who else thinks that? The other 29 NBA teams that want Giannis. That's the case here. Guys, I would like Giannis to be on the Knicks, but it's not going to happen. And people really seem to think, based off the last video that I think here, that I think the Knicks are going to trade for Giannis or something, or that I don't understand the fact that the Knicks cannot trade for Giannis. Well, if you commented that down below, because I saw 1 or 2 of those comments, maybe actually watch my videos, because I said that the Knicks won't trade for Giannis, and that financially doesn't work in the last one. But with the Knicks coming out and it being a thing that once again that they're named as a suitor for Giannis, I figured I might as well clear this up, also in the same process of breaking this down. But guys, let me know what you think. I mean, what's even the point of putting the Knicks here? Like, who gains anything from this? Like, it's a weird situation. The Knicks are not going to be trading for Giannis, and he's most likely going to get dealt to the Thunder or the Warriors, if you ask me. Guys, give me your Giannis trade prediction down below. Like this video, turn on post notifications, have a great day, and go Knicks.